Wow, this chapter was insane. This was honestly a breath of fresh air, it felt like. Fucking Ghost Rider in the background, like, come on, man. So I am definitely hyped to talk about this chapter, but before I get into the video, if you could please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, go in that description and hit that Discord link. It would be greatly appreciated. It only takes a few seconds and makes a tremendous difference. So the chapter starts out with, the flower capital of Wano talking about how they have to drink a lot tonight because after tonight, they just go back to the sad reality, which is Kaido ruling over Wano and them just not being happy. This panel, in my opinion, is so important because it kind of extends Luffy's promise in the beginning to Tama to actually everybody. We kind of realize that it wasn't just Tama that needed this promise, it's really everybody. We see a kid that says, I want to see my mom again. We see a mom that says food for the kids. So I just think it's very cool to include this little panel in the first page to just kind of show us the overall state of the flower capital, because some people think it will be destroyed, but one thing's for sure, that it is in grave danger. Onigashima is rapidly approaching it. Momo is presumably having trouble actually lifting it up and pushing it back. He probably has delayed it a couple minutes, but right now that seems like that's all he can do. That's the extent of what he can actually do right now, but hopefully we can go back to him soon and see what he is actually doing. I don't think we've seen him in this chapter. I may have glossed over him, but in the next page we go back to Onigashima on the rooftop. Kaido starts literally drinking in the middle of a battle, and it seems he's actually doing it mainly because he's actually having fun now, but because the capital is celebrating the fire festival, as we all know, and Kaido was actually supposed to host a grand banquet here in Onigashima, but comments how Luffy pretty much has ruined that. He spoiled the party, and this is actually a thought I came up with just recently, and I wonder if it will be revealed that the reason he actually drinks is because he wants to kind of imitate the whole Joy Boy thing where he starts laughing and things like that and starts smiling, and he said he wanted to host a grand banquet that's bringing joy to people, because we've seen in a lot of celebrations at the end of arcs, the people of the country or city that they've saved start doing the opposite of what they did before, which is laugh, they smile, they cry tears of joy. So I wonder if this is some type of implication, even more so that he is trying to, be Joy Boy and change this world, or maybe it's just something symbolic. And we finally have confirmation for those who actually, thought the drinking thing would actually, weaken him and was actually putting a crazy nerf on himself. No, he completely says, nah, you think getting drunk weakens me? I already acknowledge your strength. And this is a serious line, because I don't know if this is just the scans or if this is going to be in the Viz translation, but they say, I can't remember the last time I've been challenged to a serious one-on-one fight. This is actually insane, because if it's been so long that he just can't remember it, a lot of people are going to use this, for agendas and everything, but it's more so kind of clarity on the whole Shanks situation. I never thought they fought seriously at all. At the most, I was like, okay, maybe they clashed. Their fight wasn't spoken on enough for me to think that it was a full-on, brawl. I think after Kaido brought King with him, and only King, that he didn't really have much to do. He didn't have much of wiggle room. We all know that Ben Beckman would put the pause on King, and then, Kaido was like, well, I'm not trying to get jumped. And he skedaddled. I don't know how it actually happened, but it seems like it wasn't a serious one-on-one fight. And he just had a 3-day fight with Big Mom literally at the beginning of this arc. So if that fight wasn't a serious fight in Kaido's eyes, then I'm honestly inclined to believe that neither was the Shanks fight. And honestly, I think it would just be cooler, because since that point, we've gotten a whole bunch of shocking revelations to Kaido's character. The whole King flashback where he's talking about, King, do you really think I could change the world? So what if in this conversation with Shanks, he kind of deemed him worthy of being one of the people that could change the world? And that was maybe another reason why he put him, in the shadows or whatever, where he was talking about how high can your ceiling go. Now, mostly, I'm pretty certain that it was obviously strength based. That much was, obvious. But I do think a possible part of it could have been that he saw these 5 people as people that could change the world. Just think about it. I think it was Zebek, Odin, Roger, Whitebeard, Shanks, all these people that have these qualities of someone that could be a candidate for Joy Boy. So I don't think it is a coincidence that he put them all, that Oda group all of these characters up. Kaido uses some type of like two-handed club move, and it is called Laughing Drunk Ragnaraku, and he literally held his club like a baseball bat and just crushed Luffy's skull. This is crazy. They are really going back and forth, but it seems that Kaido clearly has the upper edge because he is just way stronger. He hit him so hard that the roof started to crack under him, and Kaido starts to go in his sad drunken phase, and he's talking about how the castle is destroyed, and he's like, I guess we could rebuild. It took what, around 5 years? Yo, Kaido is like, he's such an interesting character, man. And he uses his Dragon Demolition Twister, Luffy hitting it away, basically one of his air slashes. And now Kaido is in a crying drunken phase, and he says, get away, wah, you damn brat. And Kaido was talking that smack. He's like, this is what you get when you don't back off. And he charges up with Thunder Bagua, but this time Luffy jumps on top of the club and kicks him right in the face. Luffy really about to expose Kaido, man. He has grown so much in this fight. From the beginning of Wano, he got completely demolished by the Thunder Bagua, to the beginning of the rooftop fight, he slightly dodged it, and now he's completely dodging it and countering it. But then they go in for a headbutt clash, surprisingly, from Alti to Kaido, you know. This man's glowing up right before our eyes. But he says how Kaido's haki is just simply stronger. He can't really afford to clash with him. He really has to counter. In my eyes, it feels like his haki isn't on that level to where he can simply just keep clashing with him. You see what happened in the Katakuri fight. I'm pretty sure they even explained it. If you don't have comparable haki to somebody or equal haki to somebody, you will lose the clash. And this was a prime example. And this seemed to be a Conqueror's coding clash. So I'm assuming that when he says his haki, I'm going to assume that he means his Conqueror's haki. And now Kaido angry. He is in a angry drunken phase because he's mad that Luffy made him sober by punching him. You know, say what you want about this fight. This is simply interesting. Kaido uses Boro Breath. Luffy dodges it, charges up a Red Rod Gatling, and they both hit each other at the same time. And I think some of his hits actually clash with the club, so that's pretty interesting. I wonder if he lost some of the clashes in that little altercation between the Red Rod Gatling and the Gundari and Kaido's club attack. Luffy charging up a kick, kicking Kaido in the stomach. Kaido has the white eyes, man. This man literally is looking like he might be knocked out for a little bit or just momentarily, but this is actually insane. Throughout literally this chapter, it seems like this man has just grown and learned how to actually fight against Kaido and someone with stronger haki, even better than the last time he did. But we jump to the Holy Land, Mary Joyce, the Red Line, and they're talking about it's as if this year's reverie was cursed. We should put what happened aside for now. Wano is the more pressing issue. There is no way of knowing that the battle would go this far. Nico Robin must have been apprehended by now. It's time to act. It wouldn't be out of place for someone to die unexpectedly during a war that involves Kaido and Big Mom. This is our chance to erase that nuisance. And then we see the seas around Wano, all units standing by. What's the matter? Well, there's a giant shadow. What is it now? No idea. Is it an island? Then we cut back to the Gorosei and it says, that's impossible. That fruit is nothing but a legend now, even for us. It hasn't been awakened for centuries. How else do you explain the world government giving a specific devil fruit a unique name? They were hiding the fruit's true name from the annals of history. We see a huge silhouette of Zunisha. This sparked so many ideas. I don't even know what to think of it. I want to make an entire video on it, so I won't speak on it too much, but it's looking like whatever Zunisha has as a fruit, it is something that is extremely rare and extremely taboo in the world government's eyes, so they do not want people to know its actual name. Definitely stay tuned for a video because that will probably be coming out in the next 2 or 3 videos. But I want to end this video and I want you to tell me how you guys like this chapter. Comment down below your thoughts on the chapter and just any other things you want to discuss. Before I close this video out, if you could please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, go in that description, hit that Discord link once again. Come chill, come talk, come, argue, do whatever. Don't be disrespectful though. But until next time, peace.